I thought I knew what gratitude was, but the gratitude I witnessed was like a massive aura of joy, as forceful as the ocean, and incredibly emotional. I'm Emily Otterman, artist and entrepreneur. I help people preserve and celebrate what matters most, often incorporating meaningful photographs of people, places, and things into the artwork I create. The Second World War killed about 56 million people, and when it was over, countries began picking up the pieces. Young Allied soldiers who fought and survived began their return home. Those heroes are now in their 90s, aging and rapidly leaving this world. My father was a soldier who risked his life to do his part in the war effort, and I traveled with him to the Netherlands in 2015 with a group of other Canadian veterans and their families for the 70th anniversary of that nation's liberation. What I witnessed was extraordinary. In this beautiful land bordering the North Sea, where the veterans had lived out an indelible time in their lives as strapping young soldiers, suppressed memories bubbled forth as if the war were yesterday. For some, it brought pain. For others, it brought joy. For most, it brought both. People interacted with one another, forging and restoring the bonds of friendship that come from adversity. Stories and experiences were shared, details not lost after all. It was remarkable to see how much the 90-plus-year-old veterans were strengthened, both emotionally and physically, by this surge of joy and loving respect from the Dutch. The experience deeply affected me, and it became my mission to translate what I saw and felt into artwork that celebrates our human connection, embraces the power of gratitude, and provides a lasting legacy for the veterans. These heroes unite us as individuals and as nations, and they deserve to be remembered. The Gratitude Collection was born as a result. It was 3 years in the making, comprised of 8 large panels with each veteran from our 2015 trip represented within them. The photographs themselves provided a powerful narrative as I poured through thousands, many from photographers in the Netherlands, who graciously offered them for my work. As I digitally created composites and merged photographic layers, insignificant details and color, except for the color of skin, were stripped away, keeping the main emphasis on touch and connection. In 2017, I was introduced to the medium of encaustic, layers of heat-bonded beeswax, and knew instantly it would provide the extra visual depth I wanted for the collection. Imagine the process like a recipe. 2 parts technology, 2 parts science, 4 parts creative experience, and 10 parts heart and soul. This artwork has become both a way to educate what the cost of freedom means and a visual placeholder for generations to come. Working on the images of the veterans so intently, seeing the shapes of their hands, the depth of their eyes, it allowed me to feel a closer personal kinship to them. It was emotionally difficult for me at times, since 8 of the 18 veterans died while I was creating the work. And I had the looming reality that what if my dad was the next to go? And really, what if he hadn't come back from the war and married his girl? I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be using my creativity for this purpose. And I feel as though I've been given the opportunity to celebrate our connection to one another, to show the importance of touch, both figuratively and literally, and to commemorate the human cost of war. Now the world has been at war with a pandemic, one that has brought loss to many. COVID-19 interrupted our trip back for a 75th celebration with veterans and families, and the Gratitude Collection could not be exhibited in the Netherlands. It meant chaotically planning a funeral for my father, who died suddenly last March. and it meant not being with my mother when she died late last year. I invite you to remember those you've loved and lost, and those precious and memorable moments in time. Think about the sacrifices we willingly make for one another, and how much we long to hold each other when we can't. Imagine the sensation of touch, feeling the warmth of another in your hands and arms. Remember how important your relationships are, your family stories, sharing your values, and keeping them alive through future generations. We can focus on what's taken away, or we can focus on all that we have to give. I hope this collection provides you with an appreciation for small gestures and fleeting moments in your life, and serves as encouragement for you to express gratitude and show kindness to one another.